Alexander was studying the Catriona plague. I'll use his notes to produce medication, perhaps a cure, or at least a vaccine.
Strictly humanitarian motivations, is that it?
No, strictly selfish ones. The mighty would pay willingly for such a remedy. Can you imagine how much? Take Radovid,
That's what
for
she meant.
instance.
Her fortunes would change.
Why, he might even consider forgetting my past associations with the Lodge.
She's trying to become Big Pharma. There were, like, these little details in the books that turned out to be like these big worldly events that I didn't really understand the impact of them. And one of these was in the last book, Ciri was teleporting around between worlds, trying to figure out how to get back to Geralt and Yennefer. And at one point, she stopped at a plagued town. And before she teleported away, a flea hopped on her. Then she teleported through this world, the correct world, but she couldn't tell it was the correct world, so she just left right away. But right before she left, the flea hopped off of her and infected a rat with the plague. A rat that was on the ship called the Catarina, or whatever it is, and then the ship took the rat and the people and the plague to the mainland, and it started spreading. And from that point on, it was always referenced that there was going to be like this giant devastating plague, but it's such like a weird little, oh, this kind of just happened on the side. Ciri, Geralt, and Yennefer, the main characters, were not at all impacted by this. Anyway, yeah, so I think they're talking about that plague. So it's nice that the games are like picking up plot lines from the book that were just like these big plot events that just happened from something little. And sure, it's like, it's showing the butterfly effect and it's kind of realist brutalism or whatever. You know, like your actions have unforeseen consequences that will just somehow cause the world to have a plague and tons of people to die. Sure, cool, but when there's no further meaning tied to that, I'm like, okay, like we've already got real life to tell us that. Why do we need that in a fantasy book? You know, that's a part that I didn't really like so much in the books. In the games, though, now that plot's getting picked up. And now we have a choice related to it. A sorcerer who is using inhumane methods in order to find a vaccine for the plague, who is now dead, and one of our friends is now going to pick up on his research. We're not sure if it's going to be as inhumane, or maybe better, and wants to find a cure and then sell it to royalty, which makes sense because like she needs money. But now it's taking this plot element and actually bringing up relation to the real world, because this is something we deal with daily. The cost of medicine and the invention of like vaccines and stuff, that's a big deal in real life. And that's a lot more of an impactful plot point than just this plague happened, fuck you,